What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's another Tuesday, which means another Black Charger video drop. I'm super excited for today's video. I know I say that with pretty much all of them, but that really is the truth of it. So excited for what we've got planned with this thing, because if you are brand new to the channel and you don't really know what has been going on with this is a $1,200 V8 Dodge Charger I bought. We just got it running, and you know, we are underway with a full rebuild on this thing. So in our last video, we did a little bit of interior work. We got some new seats swapped in with some awesome seat covers. We also hand stitched a new steering wheel cover, which I think turned out great. And so I asked you all in our last video what you think we should do next to it. If we should continue with the interior mods or if we should work on some of the exterior stuff. And it seemed like the majority of you did say to start working on the exterior, which I honestly agree with. You know, this thing looks super, super rough right now. So in today's video, we're gonna start taking this thing apart and getting ready to install some new parts. So we are going to be unboxing some brand new headlights we have over there. We're going to break them open and then install some RGB DRLs. So the headlights are right here. We've got some brand new taillights for it as well, LED license plate light, an RGB Hemi badge, which is awesome. So this goes on the grille, and then a new brake light. We're also going to be pulling the Charger out into the driveway, and we're gonna work on sanding it because we are getting about ready to wrap the car too. So I actually have the vinyl wrap sitting right over there. So pretty soon, this thing's gonna look entirely different than where it's at right now. And then, you know, we still have spoilers, a custom diffuser, custom front bumper. So we've got so much planned with just the exterior of this car, and today's video is gonna be the start of that full transformation. Okay, and so actually, before we get into all of the other stuff, I wanna show you what just arrived, because this is the last piece that we need to our new wheel puzzle. So if you can see over here, I've got a lot of these wheels, and so I know that they say Vox on there. These are actually just center caps. But all of these are OEM Scat Pack wheels off of a, I believe, 2017 Dodge Charger. So you can see we've got 5 of them right here, and then we've got 2 of them over here. So huge shout out to my friend Brendan for donating a few of these. 2 of them did have some damage, so I have been sourcing some replacements. So we got a brand new one in the box right here, and I went and picked up another one locally off of Marketplace. So we are also about to be installing some brand new wheels. We are just waiting on the coilovers to come. This one I did have to get in a different colorway because these are actually kind of hard to find, but we will be going through and painting all of them. So we're gonna sand them all down, repaint all of them so they are all the same color. But these are gonna look so good on the car. Super excited to see the 6th gen Charger with some new Scat Pack wheels. Okay, so now let's start with this stuff. So I think what I'm gonna work on right now is taking this front bumper apart. I am going to swap out these headlights. These ones look really bad. They're really yellow and faded. And with the front bumper, we can actually start with something else. So along with these Scat Pack wheels, I bought a brand new Scat Pack front bumper. So we're gonna be cutting that bumper in half, cutting this bumper in half, and then we're gonna be fitting up the bottom half of that Scat Pack bumper to this one. So I think that's gonna look crazy. Super excited for that. All right, so as you just saw, we got the front bumper off, and this thing's pretty gross behind here. All sorts of spider webs. This is part of that hornet's nest. So now we found where all of those freaking hornets were coming from. Oh, and there's even another one right there as well. So really, really cool that we are, you know, pretty much stripping this entire car. Gonna get this thing all cleaned up, get some brand new parts on here. So this was definitely much needed. So we got the original bumper off, so we were ready to start sanding that, take apart everything else. swap over the SRT badge with our Hemi one. But now what I have to do is take off these headlights. So I'll get those headlights removed and then I'll show you the brand new ones. But yeah, I'm getting so excited for this. You know, this thing has been driving me nuts with how it's been looking. And so I cannot wait to really start fixing this thing up and making it look a whole lot better. So let's get these headlights removed and then I'll show you the brand new ones and we can start cracking those ones open and install the RGB DRLs. All right, so we just got the headlights out and this thing is stressing me out. So take a look at this jumble of wires that was here behind the headlight. Cannot wait to go through and clean all of that up. Looks like there's some sort of resistor in there, probably for the LEDs on those old headlights. Caked with dirt. There were 3 hornet's nests in there. So I think right now, before I do anything else, I'm just gonna bring the shop vac over and I'm going to clean the heck out of everything up here. So after we clean up here, I will just come around back and we'll remove the taillights, the third brake light. And then right after we do all that, we'll get all of our new parts unboxed. All right, so now we've got all of the lights removed. One more thing we're gonna have to remove before we start sanding the car are these little side pieces right here. So we're gonna take these off and actually leave them off. But yeah, we are pretty much ready to sand the entire car. And literally the entire car is gonna need to get sanded. It'll definitely be worth the time. All right, so let's see. First up, super simple. We have just got an LED license plate light. So this is something I like to do in all of the cars. It's a super small mod, costs like $10 to $15, but it makes such a big difference. You know, when you're driving at night, having that nice pure white LED shining down rather than that faded yellow really does, I think, make the car look a whole lot newer and it just looks a lot cleaner. So we will be installing that and we'll get this unboxed. These are the RGB DRLs. And here's what they look like. So we have a few different sizes. So we got those 2 rings, which are the same size. And then we've got these rings, which are not full circles. And then we've got 2 smaller ones as well. And then we've got the little controller for it right there. So this will make a little bit more sense once we get the headlight unboxed. But yeah, all of these are gonna be colored DRLs. So super excited to get that set up. All right, and then next up, we've got this right here. So this is our Hemi badge. So it looks like right in here, we've just got the remote with the little controller. So I actually love that this one does come with the remote. A lot of these nowadays will just be an app. So I really like to see that you get a physical remote too. And then here is the badge. I think this will be so cool. So we are gonna be swapping out the SRT one that was on there. Clearly this car is not an SRT, so I'm excited to get that badge removed, but I think this will be so cool. We had something like this on our Dodge Challenger rebuild that was a colored RGB grill badge, and it looked awesome. So this is the exact same thing, just with Hemi. Okay, and then we have got our third brake light. And this one's super cool. It is clear. So I think that's gonna look awesome, especially with the wrap and all of the other little exterior additions that we do to it. I think it's just gonna be a really nice touch. And now we have got our taillights. So I think these are super clean. I love that the housing is pretty much entirely black, and we do have a ton of LEDs in there. So the light's gonna be a whole lot brighter. It's got some LEDs over here on the side as well. And then I just think that black housing is gonna look super good. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got the actual headlights themselves. So for those of you who watched our flip-up Dodge Charger rebuild, you'll notice that they are the exact same ones, which I love. I think these are so clean, especially for these 6th gens. So same thing, it's got the all black housing. We've got the clear side marker over there. We are gonna be breaking these things open and installing RGB daytime running lights. So these do not have any kind of DRLs. I love how these look, but I think these paired with those RGB lights is gonna be so cool. So, you know, you'll get some color from these headlights and then also from that Hemi badge as well. I love that stuff. I think it's really cool being able to, you know, change the color of your running lights and those little emblems. So yeah, there's a look at all the lights we've got. All right, so let me show you what I've been working on. So we got all of those lights unboxed. I started disassembling the headlights to install those RGBs, and I got this first light separated. It was super, super easy. So I will show you the process on how to do the next one, but we got this lens removed. It was a lot easier than our Jeep ones. So for those of you who are trying to attempt something like this on your Charger, you know, I would definitely give it a shot. So you can see right here, we just went all the way around, and this cover just came off super, super nicely. So now that we have this separated, I think this is all we have to do to install those lights. I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna sit, if it's on the face of that. So let's get that figured out right now. Let's see if the instructions say anything. So this is just about the app. So it looks like for these, you use some 3M tape. So fit the ring to chrome trim / reflector. All right, so let's try it out. So I think it'll just go like that. This one will at least. Oh, nice. And there is a little hole right here, so we can feed the wire up through that. You see this right here? I think we'll be able to remove this. And there is a little spot that maybe we could feed it through. Okay, so I might be able to just cut a little hole from that, but now you can see this is going to do a really good job of hiding this wire. So let's just pull this all the way through. So you can see the wire goes up through the chrome right there, right through that spot, and then it feeds out through that little hole. So I think that actually works pretty well. These are gonna be so sweet. Get these little pieces of tape. All right, so I got both of the rings on there, and I actually figured out that that third one is for the fog light. So the third one's not supposed to go there, that's for the fog light. With our new Scat Pack bumper that we're gonna be using, you know, the bottom half for, we are actually deleting the fogs, so we're not gonna use that third one. But yeah, I got these set up. I used a little bit of glue on the tape, just because I do not want these coming off. And so now I got it plugged into the controller. I got our little battery right here, and we are going to test these things out and see if they work. So we'll go black to black. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can hold it a little bit better. Wow. Those look so sweet. Let me zoom in for you guys. Yeah, these are gonna be insane on the car. And once you all see it with the vinyl wrap and all of the other things, it's honestly gonna be crazy. I'm so excited. That's awesome. So now that these work, I can go ahead and seal up this lens. We're gonna be using this stuff right here, Dynaflex Ultra. So we're just gonna lather it all the way on and then I'll let it sit and we should be good to go. Let's get that done and then I will show you how I cut into the other one and then we'll just rinse and repeat. Okay, and so to cut this, you are just gonna take your Dremel and go right on this plastic right next to this lens. So you'll see how there's a little crack right here, and then you'll cut through a little bit on the lens. So let's get this one done as well. Then we will test it out, make sure it works, and then these will be good to go. All right, so now we're gonna work on getting this thing pulled out into the driveway right there so we can sand the entire thing. Once we sand it, that's really when we can start the prep for like the wrap and all of that. Let's get this thing started real quick. Let's get it pulled right out here and then we can start sanding it. Battery is still disconnected. I know I've shouted these things out a few times. If you haven't picked one of these up, go check them out on our website, AtlanticBeachCustoms.com. It's a 10mm ratchet wrench keychain. These are awesome for small things like connecting batteries and stuff like that. And you know, with every purchase, you'll get entered in to win a car. So something as small as this could win you either this Charger or the Jeep. Ready? Hey, chalk it, chalk it. We don't have brakes.
Up there.
Because I don't have brakes. How far back should I go? Wow, that was pretty scary. I forgot that we don't have brakes in this thing yet, so that's something we'll have to do too. Runs good, so now we got it out here and we can start sanding this thing. Okay, so I'll show you all what we're up to right now. Jared is finishing up the sanding on this. So I'm gonna work on right now is I'm going to take apart this front bumper, remove the grill. So I might just go ahead and paint that grill black right now, but also I'm gonna do is install that RGB badge. And then I have to do the LED license plate light. I'll install the tail lights and the headlights and everything once he's done sanding. Okay, so we just got all of the lights wired up. So we're gonna show you all kind of what it looks like. Everything is just fit up temporarily because pretty much everything's gonna have to come back apart for our next video. The bumper is not even fully snapped on, but I think it's turning out insane. I am so excited. And these few things that we just did have already made such a big difference. So I'm really excited to see it come together in these next few videos because yeah, it's starting to be a totally different car. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here is the front. There's a look at that Hemi badge with the headlights with those RGB DRLs. Right now I just have the headlights on a flow mode, but you can go through and change the color to anything solid. Same with the Hemi badge. This has a remote and an app. The headlights are strictly just through an app. Looks so good, especially with the grille painted and with this logo. You can kind of start to see the vision for when everything is gonna be super, super clean. These headlights are so cool. I think it's so fun to be able to just kind of change them to fit whatever mood you're in. So I'll go through and I'll show you all the different colors with the headlights, but we'll just take a quick little walk around. You can see how crazy the car looks with it being all sanded. The roof ended up being basically entirely white, but what's interesting is it looks like it was previously painted green, and it looks like a really similar green to our very first Pursuit. So the car started off as white, and then I guess it was painted green, and then it was painted black. So it's gone through a few different color changes, and now it is ready for its next color change. It's so cool. So let me know down below what y'all think of these headlights with that Hemi badge. I also love that we swapped it out. We are no longer rocking the SRT badge. So it's just way more fitting having that. And then we will walk around here to the back, and you guys are gonna get a little sneak peek. I was gonna try to save this reveal for our next video, but you can see we got a diffuser on here as well. And it's not a normal diffuser. This is a quad exhaust tip diffuser. But here's a little look at those tail lights. So these look so much better. The black housing, and I love that we get all of those LEDs in there. Here's a look at the third brake light. I'm not sure, I might want to tint this black. So let me know down below in the comments if you think we should tint the third brake light. But man, those tail lights, they really suit this car. And we've got the LED license plate light as well. But yeah, the rear end of this car is coming together as well. So make sure you're staying tuned for our next video. Our next video is going to be a good one because we are fitting up this quad diffuser, cutting the exhaust. I have two different styles of quad exhaust tips. So I have some big ones that will basically fill that entire gap and some smaller ones. So stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned because we are going to be doing some crazy work with this bumper. Once again, we're going to be cutting it basically right there in the middle, cutting the Scat Pack one right there in the middle as well, and then merging the bottom half of the Scat Pack bumper with the top half of this one. So our next video is going to be pretty crazy. We have a few other things going on, but yeah, it is so cool to finally make some progress with the exterior. And like I said, it's going to start to come together really fast now. Next up, we have the front bumper work, some hood work, the rear diffuser, a few other things. And then after that, we're doing the vinyl wrap. So this thing's gonna look super, super good. And then after the vinyl wrap, we've got the brand new wheels. And then we've got quite a few things after that. So we have so much still coming with this Dodge Charger, but let me know down below what y'all are thinking. And it's cool, we got our cam kit for our Jeep Grand Cherokee, so make sure you're staying tuned for our next video of this. It's so fun because both these cars are kind of coming together at the same time. So they haven't really been running, they've looked pretty bad, and so at about the same time, these things are gonna come together and they're gonna be insane. All right, y'all, well, this is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let us know down below in the comments what you thought of the video. But yeah, this thing is gonna be so cool. It's going to be a total one of a kind. And you know, these 6th gen Dodge Chargers really don't get a whole lot of love. So I love that we're able to kind of work our magic with this, do a few fun, unique things that you don't really see. And yeah, one of you is going to take this thing home. So we're going to build it up. It's going to be crazy. And one of you will take this thing home at the very end. So make sure you go head on over to our website, AtlanticBeachCustoms.com. Every order you place will enter you into the giveaway. So pick up a t-shirt, pick up some air fresheners, pick up some keychains, and especially our new sweatshirts. Go check out our new sweatshirts because, you know, winter is rolling around the corner. So rep the channel. We got some cool stuff on there. Help support us. We can keep these builds going, give you all some fun content to watch, and give you all some really cool cars to win. Because I know it may seem like a long shot, like it'll never be you, but that is something that all of our previous winners have said. They did not think it would be them. That's the thing. One of you out there will take home the Jeep, and one of you out there will take home this Dodge Charger, and you could literally win it for a few dollars. You know, we have less than 5% of our subscribers out there who are entered into the giveaway. So if you're watching, if you like the channel, go buy a single digital photo. Give yourself a shot at winning these things and help support the channel. But yeah, thank you all again so much for watching. Cannot wait for these next few videos. It's starting to get really exciting. So make sure you got those post notifications on. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't already, drop a like, drop a comment. But yeah, stay tuned for our next Tuesday upload for this Dodge Charger, and stay tuned for Friday for our next Jeep video. But thank you all again, and we'll catch you all later.